meeting to order. Sheriff, can you get us an invocation? And Brad, give us a pledge, please. Thank you.
Pray with our head. Father, we thank you for this day and thank you for this meeting and thank you for constantly being our joy and our strength, Lord God. As we go forth on this day, Lord God, we pray that you lead us, guide us every step of the way. Keep our minds open to whatever's going to be said here and be receptive of whatever is going to be returned, Lord God. But more importantly, let us keep the business about Adams County and keep it about you more importantly than anything. And as we do that, we'll continue to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Will you face the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm gonna do a roll call. Supervisor Gray.
Present.
Supervisor Gaines.
Here.
Supervisor Wilson.
Here.
Supervisor Middleton.
Present.
Deputy Clerk Paige Dean. Present. Chancery Clerk Randy Lewis. Present. County Attorney Scott Slover.
Present.
County Administrator Tawana Williams. So how we gonna put her step out? She's not gonna come in. And I am present. Okay, next on the agenda is approval of the dockets. Have everyone read the docket? Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines and a second by Supervisor Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. Next is a special presentation. Do we have any special presentations? Any special presentations? Don't have any, I'm gonna move forward. Next we have Renata Snodder from MAS with Trust Insurance.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for allowing me to speak to the board today. I'm excited to be here. This is my first time in town. So, my name is Renata Scannell. I work for the Mississippi Association of Supervisors and specifically on the MAS Insurance Trust. The MAS Insurance Trust is a member-owned governmental pool made specifically for county government. I am very much interested in providing a quote to Adams County if there is interest there. So I did want to talk a little bit about what that quote process would look like and see if we can get things started. So we require a 60-day window from when we have a complete submission and when the renewal date for coverage is. And that does seem like a long time, but there are some other requirements that we need to kind of step through. And it does take some time to get everything reviewed by our board of trustees, by our reinsurance carriers, and just making sure that we've done a very thorough review of all of the application information, the underwriting information, the loss history. So it is an involved process, but usually it's worth it for our members. Right now, MASIT is providing coverage for approximately 70 counties across the state. And our, what we want to do is make sure that we're continuing to be able to provide that coverage. So financial stability is very important to the nature of how we fund the program and how we're evaluating all of our members. So if there are any questions, I definitely welcome that. I would love the opportunity to provide a quote to y'all if at any time you desire.
I know I spoke to you all last year about it, and I know Mr. Burns had came here about some insurance quotes and stuff like that, and he was supposed to get with you all last year in regards to this. Have you all been making contact about the insurance quotes on this? Because
yes, so I communicated all of our requirements back in December, and that does include a request from the board saying, yes, we want a quote, and this is the agent. It does include the application, the loss runs, all of that information that was communicated back in December. And another part of our quoting process is we sit down with the leadership of the executive folks at the counties, have a talk, answer all the questions. There's a lot of little things that might be a little different with a pool than it is from commercial insurance, and we want everyone comfortable with the decision. So we do ask that we meet separately. So we've reached out several times about that, asked when was a good time. I just have not had any initiation from the agency move forward, and that's why I really wanted to come and speak today, because I didn't know if the board was aware of all of the requirements and all the steps involved with getting a quote.
Yeah, I recall you giving us an application last year, in December of last year. And I spoke to Mr. Burns about it also after I spoke with you, up in your office in regards to that. So, I'm just trying to find out where we are here, because I know the 60 day now has passed.
Yes, that's
Because October 1 is the deadline for our insurance. But I know, I understand I got something that you all can also do it for November also.
So if we are able to get all the meetings done, get the approvals done, get all the information in by September 7th, we'll be able to write coverage for November 1st. But that is a short amount of time to get a lot of that all kind of ironed out, but I'm willing to do it if you're willing.
Anyone else have any questions in regards to this?
What kind of insurance you provide? Is it for vehicles or buildings or?
Yes, it's property and casualty. So county's operations, so that's law enforcement, public officials, employment practices liability, general liability, automobile physical damage.
Mr. Burns, did you say something last year about the vehicle insurance, like the sheriff vehicle insurance that you?
Well, no, the problem wasn't in the vehicle insurance for the sheriff's department, although I think they had some claims, but the main problem was in the law enforcement liability. And that, because of claims, last year we were forced, because travelers had non-renewed the law enforcement, we were forced to place that with another carrier. We had gotten a proposal from Mason a few years back, and the county reviewed it and decided at that time not to go with Mason. We have reached out to Mason on several occasions, including this year. We started, I don't recall back in November, unless those were provided directly to the county, but we were provided an email from Renata in March, because Deborah in our office is the person that handles the county, and she was going to be out for a couple months with knee replacement. But we brought Kitty Simpson, who some of y'all know, back in. She used to handle the county, and she was working for us for the 2 months that Deborah was out. So we had reached out to Renata on a couple of occasions, and she of course sent us back all of the requirements that have to be met, you know, which is a meeting with the supervisors or one or more of the supervisors to be sure that y'all want them to quote it. And every time we reached out to Renata, she would provide us with the requirements, which we in turn provided to the county, and said, here's what's got to happen if y'all want a quote from Mason, which we started actively working on it back in March, which is 6-7 months before the expiration of the current policy. None of those things were done or provided to us, and that's all we did, was just try to provide it and say, but I mean, there was a lot of transition going on in the county with the county supervisor, and of course Miss Williams is doing it now, but at the time that all this was going on, I think Mitzi was, that she may have already had decided she was leaving. So, I'm not trying to point the finger at anybody, but I'm just saying that every time we requested the information from Mason, we provided it to the county. So that, and we explained, and a lot of this had to do with the fact that Deborah was going to be out, so she actively started working on it. You generally don't start working on a renewal until maybe 4 months before the expiration date, but she started 6 months before. But each time we asked for this information from Mason, they provided it, and we in turn provided it to the county. But all of that's the history. I mean, the thing we probably need to concentrate on is, if the board wants a proposal, which I assume you do because you've always said you wanted one, and for us to move forward and try to get this information together for Mason and do whatever they need done to provide y'all with a proposal to look at.
Okay, but we have a new county administrator now, so, she'll be on top of it. Won't you all just get back together with the new county administrator? And, we'll try to get that taken care of, and see what we can get for November or something.
One thing I would like to mention, we're still in need of some additional information regarding even if Mason is not quoting, which, I mean, I assume Mason's not gonna quote for the renewal date because their time period is already come and gone. So, we still don't have all the information that's needed to provide a renewal quote from Travelers. Now, Travelers has indicated that they're gonna offer renewal, but they still need all this information. But it's updates and things like that, but, you know, we got a month and a half left until expiration.
Okay.
So
Have you
we
spoke
need
to
to be
Ms.
moving
Williams
forward.
about
Ma'am?
that? Have you spoke to Ms. Williams in
Yeah,
regards to that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
It's been, I've only spoken to her once, but it's been mainly through emails.
okay, okay.
But, you know, we need to get that information probably first and foremost, just to be
Just
able to have that
the
as a
renewal.
backup.
Yeah, okay. I'll talk with her after this
Okay.
also. Okay? Thank you. All right,
Let
thank you.
me ask a question, Ms. Renata. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm listening to Mr. Burns. And, I just wanna make sure everybody on the same page. Do you, feel comfortable and you're gonna have enough information from Mr. Burns to do what you got to do?
I really won't know until I have the information. I literally cannot do the first thing without an application, without loss runs, without schedules. I have nothing.
So, Mr. Burns, what do you need to send her where she can start doing whatever she got to do?
In order for us to send it to her, we have to receive it.
From the
So
county.
we gotta get it from the county before we can send it to her. I can assure you, once we have our hands on it, it's going to Mason that day.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, next we have is the NAAC, Ms. Joyce Arsenault. Is she here? Give your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm not Mrs. Joyce Arsenault, I'm Thelma Newsom, 210 St. Catherine Street here in Natchez, and I'm a member of NAACP. I'm currently coordinator for the build grant we received. Back in February, we received a build grant, and that grant was to allow us to focus on trying to reduce some of the youth crime here in our city. The grant was in the amount of $25,000. And as a part of that grant, we were to, first of all, have a stakeholders meeting, which we did. We met with numerous entities here in the city, and we presented information to them and asked for input from them. Basically, as we met with them, they gave us some things that they felt we needed to start looking at. A little while ago, I think it was around September of 2025, the mayor had written an article that was published in the Natchez Democrat. And that article itself talked about youth crime in Natchez and in some of our surrounding areas. And he too was asking if we could come together and look at what we might be able to do. Just recently, the chief of police presented some statistics to the mayor and board of aldermen about that same kind of thing. So this is something, this is a crisis for us. And we need to see what we can do in order to try to curtail some of the situations we're having. When we did our meeting in April, we met with people from all over. We had school people there. We had people from the Board of Supervisors. We had people from the aldermen, mayor and board of aldermen. We had people from all other places here in the city that met with us, and they talked about what they felt needed to be done. And one of the things they asked that we do was to meet with different agencies and just mention to them what we're trying to do and see if we could come up with a group, with a task force that would come together, look at what's going on in our city and surrounding areas, and then put our heads together and see if there's anything that we can do to try to help the police and the sheriff department and cutting down on the number of crimes that we're having difficulty with. So we're here today requesting you to become a part of that group. We know that, as the old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. And these are our children. It doesn't matter what color they are, what their background is, who their parents are, what schools they go to. They're our children. And so we want to do whatever it is that we can do to try to turn our children around and get them back on the right track. So as we form this task force, we're hoping that you will become a part of it, that you will be willing to work with us to see if there's anything that we can do. Now, $25,000 is not a lot, but one of the first things we're going to do, we're going to have a conference for our young people. We've already met with some of the agencies who's willing to come and do presentations to them, and we want them to understand what is happening with them in their lives. You all see the statistics. You see the number of young people in jail. You see the number of young people in prison. We constantly hear that they're building more prisons, but we're not getting anything for schools. So these are some of the things that we need to look at. What is it, if anything, we can do right here in the city of Natchez to try to help our youth? Our first task force meeting is going to be scheduled in September. And we are here today asking you, when you receive the information, because we will be sending out a notice, letting you know when and where in the time that meeting will be held. But all we're asking is for you to join forces with us and let us try to save our children, or some of our children, before it's too late. Thank you, and if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you.
That's great. Anybody have any questions?
Madam President, I don't have no questions, but I think it's a great idea that the NAACP got a grant to deal with this. I just want to say this. We just left a conference in New Orleans, NACO conference, and the incoming president, President George Dunlap, the first thing he mentioned was how important it was, and we as a county have a responsibility to the youth. So all this gonna tie in together, because this is happening not only in Adams County, but it's happening all over the country, that we have problems with our youth. That's why the president incoming speech mainly dealt with what we're gonna do to try to help the youth. So I think we're gonna be on board with whatever y'all trying to do.
Well, thank you
No, I'm
so
on
much.
board.
Also, I like to say is, I got an idea. I reached out to a commissioner from Florida, and he wants to come here because he has experienced some of all those things that are going on, and I got an idea for that. So he is willing to come here and do anything to help us with that.
Well, we thank both of you and any of the rest. Yes, sir. I'm
No,
sorry.
listen. Well, I was going to acknowledge my president when she finished talking. I said, but it's a great idea that you coming together, because what a lot of people don't realize, any crime in our community affects our whole community. It's not just one side of town, it's every side of town. And of course, you know, we are definitely not alone. If you look at TV, you look at anything, it's all across the country. And I always believe in, so you got to start at home before you can go anywhere else. If you can't teach your kids at home to respect you, it's hard for them to respect somebody when they go somewhere. And just my idea of coming out of a formal educational background also, it's just a few ideas that we'll be there. We definitely need to start with our younger children. Sometime by the time they get to teenagers, they're already lost, and it's hard to get them. We can save more of them if we start. The younger we start and instill the right things in them. And I think that'll be a great deal. So we're looking forward to partnering with y'all to help our community get better.
Thank you too.
Ms. Newsom, about a year and a half ago, we brought a speaker in. He spoke at ACCS. He spoke at Cathedral. We wanted him to speak at the high school, but they couldn't work it out for some reason. But he was talking to the 6th graders through the 12th grade. There was 300 or 400 people at each school in the stand. They never opened their mouths. They never picked up a phone. They paid attention. This guy was sitting on top of the world at one time, smoked one joint, and spiraled downhill from there. He ended up in prison for robbing his best friend's grandmother at gunpoint for her meds. He's got an awesome story, and we've asked him to come back, and I think he might come back. And if he does, I think he needs to go to the middle school. He needs to go to the high school. People need to know their consequences. Their actions have consequences, and this guy knows all about it. Now, he eventually got out of prison. He was a BMX racer, and he was going to go to the Olympics, blew a knee out. I guess God just didn't want him there, not for that anyway. But he ended up coaching a girl in the Olympics. So he did get it to the Olympics, but now he's a motivational speaker because he realized that's what God had laid on his heart, and he was just awesome. Some of the faculty from Natchez High did come over to AC and watch that, and they were so impressed, but I don't know why they never followed up with that, because they just need to know how fast it can turn around. Just one mistake can turn a life around, and not in a good way most of the time.
Well, thank all of you for your time.
Ms. Newsom, real quick, I just want to say that there's children all over the United States, especially in Natchez and Adams County. No matter what class they're from, they lack discipline and leadership. And like a couple people said, it does start at home. And as a leader in this community and everybody else sitting at this table, I think we're failing if we don't do our best to take care of the future of our future generation, and that's what they are. So.
As a retired educator myself, I could stand here for hours and talk to you about some of the things that I personally have experienced, some of the things I've seen, and we don't have that kind of time. But some years ago, Budweiser used to do a presentation for us every year. They brought a young gentleman in here named Michael Jackson a couple of times, and he was awesome. Budweiser no longer does that, but it sounds like something, Mr. Wilson, along the line of what you mentioned. But we would love to get together, talk about these kinds of things, see what we can do, because we've got to try to reach our children and get them to understand what is going on with them.
I would definitely get in touch with you because this person too is phenomenal.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he has a movie out now of it. So I would definitely get in touch with you and get him here. Let's get him here.
And Mr. Wilson, if you can get that information as well.
I'll do it.
And any and all of you who would like to be a part of this task force, please respond when we send this invitation out, because we would love to have you on board.
Ms.
Thank you.
Newsom, being an educator like yourself and whatever other ones are in the room, I congratulate y'all on what you do, because the job is 10 times what it used to be probably.
Yes.
Because there are so many kids in need. It used to be only 2 or 3 in a classroom maybe that really needed some extra help because they're not getting anything at home, but now it's probably 70 or 80%.
Yes.
And it's tough.
Well, that's
your
why we
service.
need all of us.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
need all of us to come together and work together to try to solve this.
Madam President, let me put something on this board, man, because I was gonna say this during my report, but the poverty rate in Adams County is over 24%, 33% in Natchez. The highest child poverty rate is at 27%. And I said that to say this, every time I look on the news, all the programs that help our community, low-income kids, they cutting them. They cutting Head Start. They cutting Title I.
Yes.
It's making it even harder for us to help our kids when you don't have the resources and they cutting them off. So, our President George Dunlap pretty much said, when they cut the resources, the county gonna have to step up. So, I'm just wanting to see how we gonna step up. Thank you.
And let me just say this, and then I'm gonna sit down. As federal programs director for a number of years in the public school district, we serviced Cathedral, Trinity, AC, because those children are our children regardless, and we would provide services to them. The poverty rate that you are talking about, Mr. Gray, it's much higher than that. When you get those statistics, they have gone through so many hands and so many changes that they really aren't up where they should be. The poverty rate here in Natchez is way higher than that. And that's why we have got to see what we can do. And again, I thank you so much for your time this morning, and I'm looking forward to you all being a part of our task force and helping us to see what we can come up with to help our children.
While y'all here, as the NAACP, I got an important statement to make. I'm gonna let the president make it. Or you gonna be make it? Roscoe, what his name? Barnes
Yes.
decided that he was gonna, that man right up over Miss Renata's head, the first black supervisor in Adams County, they're gonna put a plaque out here. And we're gonna let everybody know, where everybody can attend that event, because that's a big event in Adams County, to recognize the first black supervisor of Adams County.
And I'm gonna ask if all of the members of the NAACP will please stand. Thank you all so much, and thank you for your support this morning.
Ms. Newsom,
Yes,
that
sir.
guy's name is Tony Hoffman. You can Google him and you'll see.
Tony Hoffman?
Tony Hoffman.
Okay, thank you. I need to write it down because I'm of that age now.
All right, next on the agenda is Ms. Monica Reeder with Tri-State Mapping.
Good morning, thank you for allowing me to come. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Currently, we do the parcel mapping for Adams County. We work for the tax assessor's office, and it is time to renew our contract. And I submitted our contract renewal, and I understand there were some questions about that contract renewal. And so just briefly, I just wanted to kind of go over a few things and kind of go over the history of how and why Tri-State was brought on board and what we have accomplished since we were brought on board. So in 2020, we were approached, and I want to mention that we do parcel mapping in Mississippi for 40 counties in the state. We also work with another 15 on the website and web hosting. So we were approached and asked if we would come in and evaluate the situation that was present at the time. And it seems there were about 150 deeds that had not been worked. They were just sitting, and the land roll for that year could not be closed out. The appraisal could not be done on time. So we were brought in and asked to get that work up to, caught up, and we did that on time, and they could get their land roll published. So preceding that, we entered into a contract to continue to do the parcel mapping at an estimate of about 1,000 deeds per year for the next 4 years, which we have done. I have went back and looked, and we have actually averaged closer to 5,000 deeds that we have worked over the past 4 years. The increase, is about 200 from our original estimate. We're working more deeds than we originally thought we would have. We also, when we started, we did a reconcile report, which a reconcile report is what is required by DOR, Mississippi Department of Revenue, to identify parcels on the land roll, not on the map, and parcels on the map, not in the land roll. And ideally, you want to be at you know, less than 10, 15 parcels, there's always gonna be a few. When we started, there were 520. So over the past 4 or 5 years, we have went through that list, tackling a little bit each year, and we have now gotten that list down to 4. There are only 4 parcels that cannot be mapped due to bad legal descriptions or no legal description at all. And one is an old church, which is exempt from taxes anyway. But it's still on the land roll. We just don't know where to map it. So those are just some things that we have accomplished over the last 4 or 5 years working for Adams County. We have also, I have personally done the parcel mapping for Adams County myself. I'm an IAAO certified mapping specialist. And due to the challenges that we were faced with, I felt like y'all deserve the most experienced person in our staff to do that. And so I have personally worked on Adams County, and it is a very challenging county to map in. There are a lot of old historical plantations that the documentation is just not there. We have gotten about 500 requests over the past 6 years to correct mapping discrepancies, review mapping, and trying to get it as close to accurate as parcel mapping can be. And we have taken that on, and that is not a small task. Each item that was sent to us requires hours of research. We've contacted Ms. Lewis's office. We've had to go back and do deed research back to the 1800s to try to figure out how are these property lines supposed to be represented, and to the best of our ability have accurately done that. Or is all the parcel mapping perfect at this time? No. But we tackle the issues as they are brought to us, at the same time working all the deeds that we get for the regular tax roll. Those deeds are required to be worked by March so that the land roll can be done, the appraisal work can be done. An accurate parcel map is the foundation for accurate appraisal. They have to know where the property is located in order to go out and do the appraisal. So that is the base. Right? I also want to mention that Tri-State is a member of the team that is doing the orthophotography, which is the flyover. And Adams County is in the south 1/3 of the state. So as part of that program, and Tri-State is a member of that team, the county will receive at no cost to the county free orthophotography that was flown in 2026. We are a member of that team, so we will have our hands on that photography. And on behalf of the county, we will update the website, which is the TSC Maps, at no charge to the county. So the county is required to fly, I believe it's every 10 to 12 years, and this is not gonna cost you anything. So that's gonna save you about $40,000, $50,000 to not have to do that flyover, because it's being provided to the state, or to the county at no cost. So that's just a few of the things that we've done over the past 6 years to do the best we can to bring Adams County's mapping a little bit more accurate. There are still lots of issues. Kim can attest to that. I think that I've gotten emails from Mr. Slover and Grayson Lewis. When you look at this, can you look at that and see if you can figure out what's going on, and we've done our best to try to do that. You got any questions for me?
Scott, have you read over the contract?
Read over the renewal, it's probably the same that we had before.
It's the same.
Increased rent.
It is the same scope of work. That scope of work also includes the web hosting, which, from what I understand, combining the parcel mapping and the web hosting did save the county money when we entered into that agreement, because the county was paying a separate contractor to do web hosting for the parcels. And so we were able to save the county money by combining the two together. At the same time, keeping the work up to date.
Anybody have any questions?
Madam President, my only question, Scott, maybe you can help me out with this, is we still paying
GIS?
GIS, and that's mapping too, right?
Correct.
So is it the same kind of mapping, is they duplicating, or whatever the case may be, because if it is,
Her mapping is for the tax assessor's office.
Yes.
And they're required to do it as part of the assessment. I believe they try to use the tax maps, GIS does, to put it on the Atlas system that we have. And y'all have your own system that you access online, is that?
Well, we do all the work in GIS format and we upload it to TSC Maps. The other GIS mapping, from what I understand you're talking about, is for the 911 center lines and
That's
address.
it, there's like three, so we have one that's GIS, one that's for 911, and your tri-state for your tax map.
Okay, and we do GIS. So I'm not familiar with the other GIS you're doing, but we do GIS for the tax assessor's office. We also, are able to do multiple layers depending on what other GIS work you're doing. And I do have a meeting with Mr. Bradford after this to discuss how we can combine our GIS with their GIS to try to save the county some money by, combining those together and only having one. Now, I'm not familiar with the other GIS you're referring to. What's the base for that?
Madam President, I guess before they contracted with y'all,
Yes, sir.
y'all was, some other guy, Peter Dale, was working out of your, not out of your office, but with your office.
Was my office.
Working with his office. And my only question was that the same thing that you doing, that he's doing?
We took over what he was doing for the tax assessor's office. So he's no longer providing that service for the tax assessor's office.
That is one of the questions we had. Are we doubling up services and wasting money?
I could send over the GIS website, maybe hop on a call with her and see whether there's different services or what.
There seems to be, I don't know the extent of the scope of work that Peter is currently doing for the county, what he's under contract. I know that once a year, he gets the parcel data from us, and we get the address points and center lines from him, and we update our website with the address and center lines, and he updates his website for the parcels. But that's only one time a year. To say that you're duplicating, it does appear that you are, just on the web hosting and the GIS, but again, I don't know the extent of the scope of work that he is doing currently for the county. I did go out and look at the GeoPortal, I believe is what it's called, and it's being hosted by another company called GCT out of Louisiana. So I have talked to Mr. Bradford. I'm going to meet with him after this to see how we can combine everything onto TSC Maps and not duplicate that effort and save the county quite a bit of money.
Madam President, so, Mr. Bradford, do you use GeoPortal, or which one you use?
Yeah, way it works is, long time ago before I got here, the county purchased Easy 911. And it was set up where everybody uses that. But over the years, we had 4 different users. The tax assessor went their way, Peter Dale went his way, and I think he was on the board with 911. We had an issue with that because we're duplicating, because my office issued a 911. We were the ones out doing the road, doing all the mapping. And what he was doing was just taking that information, putting it on the layer, and we paying. So it's like we're doing the work. He's just doing it, which they can do. And the plan is to put everything under one umbrella, because what's happening is when we issue the 911 numbers, we still doing it on paper. By the time they get to sanitation, to the tax assessor's office, addresses get changed, people input stuff, data, so you have a problem where you don't know who owns what. So we're trying to alleviate that by everything gonna generate at the 911 office, that we'll know who's on that property, who's doing it, so sanitation know who's sending the bill to, because right now, we just got 3 different operating systems, and we just throwing money away in the back. So, I mean, what's gonna happen is, once we align with, if the board approves TSC, this information we use, we'll be able to send it to dispatch as a layer, so everybody gonna be on the same sheet of music. Even tax assessors, they won't have to try to input stuff in AS400. That'll all generate from our office. So you won't have multiple people trying to put different numbers in the system, where a lot of stuff get confused on homeowners, because what we run into is, people have deeds, they say, my address is this, and we're showing a different thing. And it may just be an error where that person entered an 8 instead of a 5, so, and they have legitimate reason to say, no, this is my address, so we're running into a lot of that now, so this would alleviate that. And then, like I say, they do the same thing as when you go to GeoPorter, people can see that information. We're just cutting out a lot of middlemen to try to save money.
Okay.
The reason I asked the question was because I go on both of them, and both of them look the same. I mean, I get the same information off of both of them. So,
So we maintain the parcel layer, which is the ownership, parcel PIN number. That's the layer that we maintain for the GIS. From what I understand, the 911 office does the mapping and just gives that information to Peter Dale. He just turns around and I think gives it to GCT, and they just upload it to the Geo portal. He's not actually doing any 911 mapping, and that's just from my conversations with Mr. Bradford. So we're doing the parcel mapping, working the deeds. Sounds like 911 is doing the mapping, assigning the addresses, doing what they're doing, what they need to do in order to get the correct address, and then it's just being handed off to him to update the GIS on the website. So it is a duplication.
well, the only thing I was saying, since this budget period, we need to call Mr. Peter Dale in and have a serious conversation with him if we're gonna decide we're gonna go in a different way where it won't be no surprise to Geo Porter.
We typically take that one up when we do appropriations.
Yeah, because they ain't appropriations.
Yeah, but Scott, lately we just been automatic doing it. Cause I haven't seen him in a while.
No, I was just simply asking if you could invite him for that.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Excuse me, we are very concerned with tri-state contract. We're making sure that we get everything taken care of. Mine has driven a long ways to come here and do this morning. I'm trying to alleviate her having to come back and do what she's doing now, to compare what Peter Dale is doing in his office, because we still trying to work with Mr. Bradford. And we're trying to put everything under the same umbrella at one time. And that's what we're trying to do here today.
Did you sent your request that we approve the contract?
That's a request.
That's your
So,
request?
You heard the request, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson, can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Gaines, any discussion?
The only discussion I have is, what was the difference in the contract from the last 4 years to the one you're proposing now?
We increased $2,500 a year for a total of $10,000. And like I said, when we entered into the agreement, we were like, okay, we weren't really sure, the extent of the challenges. And we estimated we would be doing about 1,000 deeds a year. We're doing way more than that. We're doing an average of 1,300 a year, plus fixing outstanding issues. And the cost of living, unfortunately, for everyone is, we see it everywhere, which increases our overhead. We have a staff of 13 mappers who are very, very experienced. We have an office in Philadelphia, Mississippi, Gadsden, Alabama, and I would venture to say that we're the best in Mississippi at what we do. And we like to keep our staff. We do not have turnover, and we have to accommodate for the increase in cost of living. Unfortunately, it's a sad situation, but when you're paying $4 or $5 a gallon for gas, it's just, it's sad. But
So every time there's a piece of land sold a lot or whatever, you have to update
Yes, sir.
every deed that comes through the courthouse.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was just trying to be clear on that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have in the city government business, None, we'll move forward. Departmental reports.
Might as well go ahead and finish ours out. How we got this morning. I have one board order this morning for Mr. Johnny Ray Jackson at 45 Saragossa Road. When we went back and reviewed it, it appears that we picked his home up in the 2025 year, and we picked it up too soon. It was not completed until the end of 2025, so it should not have gone on the roll until 2026. So I have a board order to remove his house and have him land only, and the amount of that is $2,059.54.
You heard the request?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines, second by Supervisor Middleton. Any discussion?
How much was that now?
$2,059.54.
All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried. That's all you have?
That's all I have this morning.
So you want to put this close to objections? Do we need to handle that?
Not right now.
Not yet.
Got it. Madam President,
Go ahead.
so with the deduction on Mr. Jackson, would that have any outcome on what he filed?
I'll have to take a look and see if that affects his, whether that addresses his objection or not.
Thank you.
That addresses his objection, but this is fixing it. It is his objection.
And then it's gonna go up.
And then we actually, after the meeting last week, Mr. Wilson said that he felt like everybody who presented their objection needed to be looked at. We did go back and begin pulling those property cards to see if we could find discrepancies. And Mr. Jackson's did have a discrepancy, and Mr. Hughes has already addressed that one. It's been sent to Mr. Herring to have that corrected.
Next.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
I have one simple request today. After over 60 years in healthcare in our community, Ms. Benny Boone has decided to fully retire. I would like to try to get, if the board would do so, a resolution for her acknowledging her years in community health to our community, and would like to try to do that at the next meeting if we could, to where I can plan it out and get her in there.
You heard the request. Got a motion by Supervisor Middleton and a second by Supervisor Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried.
Thank you.
Good morning, just giving a report. I'm gonna put $3,496.10. That's from last board meeting to this board meeting. The amount that we have made was $3,496.10, and that's from last board meeting to this board meeting. So third up to now.
So that was the month of
August 3rd up until, yeah, not including what was deposited this morning. Okay, y'all have a nice day.
All right, thank you.
Good morning. Name Price, Purchase Clerk for Adams County. Firstly, I would like to spread the July procurement credit card across the minutes for approval. The travel card for July was not complete, spread across the minutes.
You heard the request. Can I get a motion? Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson. Can I get a second?
Second.
Got a second by Supervisor Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried.
Secondly, I would like to spread Autel Robotics USA LLC across the minutes as a sole source.
You heard the request.
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson. Can I get a second? Second by Supervisor Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries.
All right. Lastly, I have,
Do you have a letter that explains why it's sole source?
yes, I have it right. I give it to Paige every time. Lastly, I would like to, speak about the roofing that we were planning on doing, in the 4 buildings in the county. And it was turned over to me, and we did find out that this is something that we're gonna have to ask for approval for the engineers to take over. So I would like to ask for authorization to issue a task order in our general service agreement to approve engineer service for roof replacement. And our building engineer is Chris Harris, right here.
You heard the request? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Middleton. Any discussion?
Anybody have any
All,
questions?
anybody have any questions? Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank
Thank you.
Good morning, Board. Brad Bradford, Adams County, Emergency Management Director and Fire Coordinator. Just got one thing. We have in possession a lot of generators that we purchased through a mitigation grant. The one in particular, we got a 400 kW generator. I know in the past, that generator used to be at Parkway Baptist Church as a shelter. That entity no longer wanted to be part of the shelter, so right now we just had a generator setting up. And that's a nice generator. It's going to waste. I know we got it through a mitigation grant, so I want to get the board permission. See, can we sell it? Because right now he just sitting up at the barn going to waste. And if you don't run those generators, we still have to do maintenance on it. That maintenance is very expensive on that type of generator that's not being used to exercise monthly on that. Like Robbie and them try to crank it. You know, those guys try to crank it once a week, but it still needs to get put up on the load, and we don't have anything to put on the load. At first, we was gonna talk about putting it at the courthouse over here, but they didn't. I don't know what happened with that plan on that. So we need to figure out what we're gonna do with it because it's just sitting there, not being utilized, and it's costing us money.
Anybody have any discussion?
I just wonder, you gonna put it out for a bid or buyback or?
Yeah, that's why I want to get my options. I'm gonna get with Lima first, and we got on a mitigation grant, and let them know that, you know, we no longer have no purpose for it. And like I say, it's on a big trailer, you gotta have big pull it. And we still have to keep maintenance on it. It costs us arm and leg to try to do maintenance. So I'm trying to see if the county will sell it, or we wanna hold on to it.
Where would that money go?
It'll go back to the
We'll go
emergency.
back to general funds.
Nice try, Brad.
Well, I tried, you know, hey,
I got a question.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Madam President, you say First Baptist, who you say?
yeah. First.
That they didn't wanna,
Yeah, they don't want to be a shelter anymore.
so let me ask a question. Can we, before we sell it, find out do anybody else want to be a shelter? Because if something happened in the community, a lot of people used to go over there, right?
Yeah, they did, but they changed. They didn't, the leadership changed and they didn't want, they were only gonna house people with Red Cross. They wasn't gonna house evacuees.
So I'm gonna take them out the scenario. I'm saying if we have a crisis right now, you don't think we need to try to locate somebody else that wanna be a shelter before we sell it?
Yeah, we have other alternates. We already, you know, like some of the schools, the Steckler building, so we have areas, but that type generator need to be in place where it can operate and run. That's the whole intent of it, putting it at a building to be stationary, where it can be utilized instead of just trying to pull, plug and play.
I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure.
President. Brad, was that, when it was at Parkway, was it set up on a weekly test?
Yep.
It ran every week?
Yeah. And so when the lights go out, it would automatically
Right.
put a load on it. See, now, ain't a load on it, it's just sitting up, you know, so. Yeah. So I'd say if another county can use it, we can see, you know, if they got a need for it, 'cause like I said, that's a big general, for that size.
Yeah, if you can sell it directly to a county, it makes it easier, you don't have to advertise.
But I don't think we give it away.
No, we're not getting that. Dude, I don't.
Sorry.
You know what our monthly fee, are we paying in monthly, yearly fees?
Or quarterly to service it?
Well, it depends, because we have to run it, because like I said, if it, right now, if they, you know, if it's not being exercised, those parts in there, they wear and tear. And the alternate on there, you don't want that to go out, you know, because it's not being used. So, you know, I was hoping that, you know, Sheriff get a new building, we could put it over there. I just put the plug in there. So, but you know, we're not, it needs to be utilized and exercised, so. But, yeah.
All right, you heard the request?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson?
Yeah, that's what's,
Advertise and sell it.
We can't.
no, it's discussion. It's just to give him access to.
Yeah, to go and see.
We're not giving him permission to sell.
No, not
There's
yet.
a process you gotta do, depending on who he's gonna sell it to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, I need to go out there and throw away my, yeah, and I come back and say, hey, this county wants it, or we can sell it for that
Okay,
much.
we'll need a motion for that.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks, that's all I have.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Johnny Williams. I'm the maintenance supervisor for the county. Come for you today. Beginning of the year, I hired 2 employees, Roosevelt Johnson and Jordan Edmond. Both of them have done a wonderful job. Everything I asked them to do, no problems. I started one hour with 16 an hour, and the other one at 15. But I'm impressed with both of them. I would like to move Jordan up to 16 an hour, if possible. So I'm asking that of the board today.
I think that was something, the last meeting we discussed it, I think Tawana submitted it. And I think I talked with Johnny after that. I did tell him that we do not do raises until budget time. But I think his intent back then was to kind of start both off at the same, kind of doing the same thing and everything.
Correct.
So he was just making sure that they both pay was at the same rate.
Madam President, I don't have a problem with getting employees raises, but we is in the budget period, and I don't wanna open up a can of worms when Johnny come up here now, and then another department head come and try to do the same thing right after Johnny. We tell Johnny yes, and then tell them no, so you gotta be real careful how we gonna handle this situation. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, any budget requests are supposed to go first to the county administrator. She has a little form that they fill out, and then she brings it before the board that's gonna change their rates.
Right, and I think she did that last meeting. Yeah, she did that last meeting.
Do we know if it's in our budget, in his budget? Do you
It
have
was
enough
in his
money?
budget.
Excuse me, Madam President. So, Johnny, what was your other guys, the guys that left before, was they at 16? You know, you hired 2 guys before.
Both of them at 16.
Both of them was at
Yeah.
16. So basically, I got what you're doing. Your budget was there.
Right.
One of them you wasn't sure, so you started him $1 less, but it's not gonna affect your budget at all.
So this was just like a
Probationary.
6-month
It's a
probationary.
probationary, basically.
That's what you, yeah,
We just
so
got-
that's what it
You're the
was.
younger guy that
So-
I'm really impressed with.
Basically, I understand what Supervisor Gray said, because 2 years we had this problem, had a real big problem with this. So, you know, what we need to do, if you're gonna hire somebody, you already got that money in your budget, and you don't give them what's maxed out, if you would, when you come back, start them out at 15, give them a 6-month probationary period, and that way people won't think we giving folks raises, anybody can come. So that's just basically what we're trying to do. Not trying to knock what you're doing, but we're trying to keep order. All right? Thank you.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right. So we got,
So
I'll make the
that's a
motion.
request, you got a request.
Yeah.
You have the form? You got the, I think, Tawana still has it. Tawana still has it. You heard
I'll
the
make a
request?
motion, in the legal form.
Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines and a second by Supervisor Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor, say.
All the discussion I have is, he did give the second employee less than he gave the other employee. So we're gonna bring him back up to what he's paying other employees. So that's gonna, we're gonna vote for that.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried. You have anything else?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you. Right.
All right, good morning, board.
Good morning.
Just updates, the contractor is currently pouring concrete driveways along Morgantown Road, so they said they're progressing with that project. We did submit those quantities for the riprap and the ditches, as well as the slopes and the guardrails to the contractor. We're working on their official proposal. They said they just got their final quote in from their guardrail subcontractor on Friday, but he did tell me that he thinks the quote proposal is going to be somewhere in the ballpark of $550,000 for that work. But I won't know for sure until I actually get the actual proposal from him. So that's just where we turn on with that right now. As it relates to the EWP projects, EWP C021, which is Kia Road Site number 2, and the Jerusalem Church, the contractor is preparing to complete that project. They're currently dressing up the site and getting it back pre-construction conditions. Last board meeting, we requested authorization to prepare reimbursement for EWP C021, and that's the same project. EWP C045, which is 13 Johnson Circle, and EWP C011, which is Upper Kingston Road. We prepared those, so we requested now the board's authorization to allow the board president to sign those 3 reimbursement requests so that we can submit them to NRCS.
Request, got a motion by Supervisor Gaines, can I get a second? Second by Supervisor Middleton, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried.
Just a reminder, Kia Road Site number 1, the bid opening will be Tuesday, September the 8th, during that board meeting. Burke Road, we submitted all the PS&E assembly documents that they requested. They sent me an email, told me they're currently reviewing that, so once I get response for that, I'll let the board know about that. But they have all the documents that they need as of right now. As far as the state aid project is concerned, all the survey is done and we completed all the field data on last Thursday. And so we're now progressing with the design. In total, you have 10 sites that's covering about 20 miles of roadway. So we anticipate the preliminary submittal for this to be submitted to state aid by the 31st of this month. Usually when that submittal is done, we're about 80% complete with the drawing. So the subsequent submittal is usually quick. So we anticipate submitting on the 31st.
Okay, you say you have 10 sites?
You have 10 sites, yes, ma'am, about 20 miles.
You have all 10 sites? We have all the 10 sites that, have you submitted those 10 sites to us?
Yes, ma'am, it's the same document.
It's the same sites too?
Yes, the same
Because
site.
I know he was looking at some other sites to see if they would meet state aid.
But I think what he does, some of the sites that we had on the list that we was doing hadn't had a state aid project.
Right.
We didn't change anything off the site. What he did is went in and looked at them and make sure they had state aid regulation. So if whatever we put on that list, if your roads and stuff are there, those are the roads that they did that was not already state aid projects. That's what am I saying that correct?
Yeah, so the 10 sites that you all signed the program form for,
Yeah.
the same 10 sites. All right. Are there any questions for me?
Yes, Madam President. So, George, I know they're in the concrete stage on Morgantown, and once you get concrete laid, it's gonna mill, and once you start milling the asphalt, that's not gonna take, hardly any time. So, is it, and so we do have the money, $550,000 that approximately we had, that is what we asked for on the extra money that was left. So the money is already there. So I'm just asking a question, do we need to make a motion authorizing anything so it won't be 2 weeks later and you come back and they get approved, they get their pricing in, and by this time they're gonna be milling and they'll be through with the project or whatever coming close. So do you need pre-authorization, or is it best for us to?
Well, you can go ahead and approve it, because I think our next board meeting is 3 weeks from now, because I think we have extra money in there. So you can go ahead, because what's gonna happen is once I get that quote, I'm gonna prepare that supplemental agreement based on MDOT's format and then submit it. I won't have to come back to the board to get any signatures. That's right. I'll
Okay,
go ahead
this
and
for the
move forward.
550 that was left, the money that was
It
left
was,
over.
it was like 1.3 million left over, this, just $550,000
$50
left.
that we need
Yes.
to do the milling.
Yes.
Have you heard the
No.
request?
And the guardrail.
The guardrail, so,
Guardrails.
yeah, I'll make the motion, that we move forward with the guardrail and the ditches, right? The riffraff for the ditches and the guardrail,
And also on the slope.
and also on the back slope. That's gonna be the back slope, that's gonna be right there at Dixie Road, right there, that's gonna be the back slope. And I asked about, they did some good grades on the ditches, and it looked like they was gonna be pretty deep, over a period of time. I knew it was gonna end up washing, so that's why we asked to go back and get riffraff, so we won't end up having problems on
Got a
so.
motion by Supervisor Gaines, can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Wilson, any discussion?
So, Madam President, let me ask a question. I'm trying to, see this in my head. So, the part that we doing now is just gonna be a ditch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So when the finished product is gonna have a paved road with graded ditches.
So it is no, where, is it gonna be anywhere for somebody to walk?
No, it's gonna be the same as it was, it's gonna be paved.
All right.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried. Next. You got something?
I talked to Mr. Ford last Thursday. I talked to Supervisor Wilson, last Thursday, sent him a text on Carmel Church Road, which is a state aid road. It's a culvert, head wall, and all failed on there. Mr. Ford's gonna see if we can do that project under some state aid funds since it's there. Down on River Terminal Road where the port is, where the scale house is, it's a bad spot in there with the beat out. Supervisor Middleton knows about it, that's his area. Mr. Ford looked at it Thursday as well, and we'll see if we can fix that under state aid fund instead of county capital. Fix that. I just wanted to bring that up to the board, that he's already aware and looking at those, and they're already state aid.
So since Carmel Church is not programmed, if y'all give me authorization, I can program it as like a pipe replacement project. It'll be a separate project, but I can program it as a pipe replacement project. Y'all give me authorization to do so.
Okay,
You
so
got a
moved.
request? Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson and a second by Supervisor Gaines, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried.
Is there anything else on here? All right, thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Good morning, board.
Good morning.
Spencer Stinson, Adams County Power and Antenna Permit Processor. Have one request today. AT&T Mobility requests a permit to place additional equipment on an existing SBA tower site located at 1209 Highway 61 South, that's down at Sibley. This project will install 9 antennas, 9 remote radio units and associated equipment, and remove 10 antennas and 9 remote radio units. The placement of this additional equipment will advance AT&T Mobility's 5G service in the portion of the Highway 61 South that's served by this tower. Orders requirements have been met and fees have been paid, and I request the board to approve this AT&T Mobility application.
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson, can I get a second? Second by Supervisor Middleton, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried. Thank you.
That's all I have. Okay.
Morning, board. Have a couple of things this morning. Time extension on a tire grant. You have that?
Yeah.
Press it up.
Requesting a one-year extension for the waste tire grant WT 776. We need approval for it.
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Middleton and a second by Supervisor Gaines. Can I get a discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries.
Scott, you have the budget amendment, you gonna do that for me, or you want me to do it?
There's a request to move $12,000 from Fund 150, Department 300, 541, so that's the objective of repairs, roads, and machineries, into 3 different accounts. 4,000 into rental or other equipment, 5,000 into other contractual services, and 3,000 into vehicles. That's the budget amendment that she prepared. What's going on? What's going on, Robbie?
You gonna move those 12,000, those 3 line items to, repairs for me?
For repairs and maintenance?
Correct, that's where it's going.
It's going to repairs and maintenance?
Correct, you moving 3,000 vehicles, you're moving 5,000 from, contractual services, and you're moving 4,000 from rental to, repairs.
Into
I got a motor
repairs.
grader, correct, I got a motor grader in the shop, about $17,000, I can't try to move it, you get it out of the shop.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Got a motion by Supervisor Middleton and a second by Supervisor Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried.
Other thing I have is, 329 Southmore Drive, give the pictures and the spoke to Mr. Slover this morning, it was a adjudicated lot, I had to go back to before the board this morning, and he did, so he had that information with the pictures.
$539.07 on 329 Southport Drive. Need a motion to place that on their assessment?
You heard the request. Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines and a second by Supervisor Wilson. Any discussion?
President,
Go ahead.
how many times have we put it on the tax? At least the first.
No, we've done it, no, sir, it's not, we've done it already one time this year, early on, real bad, that time, it was a little bit more expensive last time than it was this time.
So when they get ready to pay their taxes, they have to pay that, right?
That's right.
Have anybody tried to get in touch with them?
We put the
Get in
sign-
touch with them? Yeah, they get notice, they have a sign in their yard.
Yeah, but don't nobody live there.
No.
Do we have the right information?
We send it to the tax,
Whoever paying the taxes?
whoever's paying the taxes,
All right,
whatever
all
address
right.
is.
So, let me clarify that, don't nobody actually know who the house belongs to. Somebody tried to buy the house, it was belonged to a realtor company, then it was supposed to be belonged to an individual. They didn't own it, and we actually had somebody trying to buy Ms. Hargrave. I brought her to the board before. She was trying to buy it, they couldn't find out who it belonged to, so I think everything is going to a realtor company, for the bill right now, because the young lady who was supposed to own the deeds, we contacted them, she said she didn't own it anymore, and so we did make an effort to contact the owner. And am I correct what I'm saying?
We would have made efforts through the tax records to
Yeah.
find out.
Whoever paying the taxes is the one.
Not necessarily what owner, it's a little bit more sophisticated to find out who the exact owner is, but that's not the law, that requires us to do it. We do the best we can, because we don't want, the last thing we want is Robbie to be out there cleaning, we run him on the road anyway, so we don't like it. And then rarely do we have to do it, usually we get some sort of accord with the owner, so.
Next thing I have, Supervisor Wilson.
Did we carry that?
No, we carried the motion yet. Hold on. All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried.
Next thing I have, Supervisor Wilson contacted me last week about, Country Club Drive in Broadmoor, Broke Parade, 0.6 of a mile, got, went out and measured it off, looked at it and all. He had mentioned that some money that he had, I guess I'm speaking, if you'll finish or what?
Yeah, we had the money set aside for, Kingston Road, and I don't know at what point we're gonna be able to do that, so I wanna go ahead and put some of the money towards this project, so I can at least get something done.
So where's the, what project is there?
It's Country Club Drive, Earl Prairie, is 6/10 of a mile from the highway to the set columns that's there. I measured it off, to do this, like I said, he could get permission before the board with the money that he said he had that we left the $480,000.
Madam President, Mr. Dobbs, you got the word there right. We in a unit system,
Correct.
so please word that right so somebody get them.
Correct, but I'm saying the money, I guess we need to get approved before the board to advertise to do the project.
Okay. And where is funding coming from? That opera money that was, what money? Where
Yeah,
is funding
that I never did spend on the,
Kingston project?
yeah. It's almost, it should be only, what, 140,000, 150,000.
Should be, I'm guessing somewhere
Over
in that.
485.
Wheeling it off and measuring it, somewhere be roughly.
I don't think that road's been overlaid since it was laid 25 years ago or so. It's pretty rough.
I just gotta get approved before the board to advertise for the project, is what I'm gonna be asking for.
We can advertise till we find where the money is, right?
Yeah, because it's all in general funds now.
Should
All
check
that
it tomorrow.
fund, yeah, it's all in general funds now.
Okay.
So we need to see how much we have in general funds in that.
Just need guidance from the board, so whenever we get it approved to me to advertise.
Yeah. It all went to
So we
general
get it,
funds. Pending.
pending, yes. I'll make a motion to, get it started pending the money being where it's supposed to be in the general fund.
You heard the request, and they've got a motion by Supervisor Wilson. Can I get a second?
So,
Second by Supervisor Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried.
So, Mr. Slover, you gonna check with county administrator on that, or you want me to check with her?
You should check on that.
Thank you. Just wanna make sure. All right, that's all I have.
Good morning, board. All right. I do have a couple of things this morning. First of all, I want to congratulate the pickleballers on getting their court down there in Earl Prairie. They invited me to the grand opening of it, but I couldn't make it because my son been ill for the last 2 weeks. So I want that on record, saying that's the only reason I didn't show up to support them. And that's not a shot at the tennis players either, because we love them too. I just want to say that. But I do have something for you all this morning, board. Jerome Timmons III, he graduated from Law Enforcement Academy basic training, and he's completed his FTO, so we do need to do his pay change, which is the probationary period that you all talked about this morning. It's already in my budget, and that's how the sheriff office has been operating for about 2 years now. So the pay change needs to be changed to $19.64 an hour. $19.64 an hour. That's Jerome Timmons III, and it is signed already.
I do have the paperwork. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson and a second by Supervisor Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried.
The second thing I have, I'm not sure the name when you talk about those 4 roofs, is that just county business, county buildings, or is the range roof included in that? Probably not.
No.
All right, so I'll be getting with you on that then. Our roof at the range has been leaking, and we do have quotes, but I told them we need to get with the name first, so I'll bring it up and we'll deal with the name after this on that. The other thing I wanted to bring up to the board, and I hate that the county administrator is not here, but we've been through this with several county administrators. Right now, they're changing how we have to pay for training, travel and everything. And I really need the board to consider hard changing that credit card where you can pay for at least training with the credit cards. Because like Axon, Taser, all those guys, you cannot get a PO. They won't take like POs anymore. They'll only take a credit card. So I really need the board to consider that because we are getting shut down a lot on the training right now because of that.
Can you do that on that credit card?
What kind of-
Training?
Training for tasers and stuff.
She should be able to go on the procurement card. You can't?
No, you can't, not unless you all change what it can be utilized for. If you all change it, it can, but what I'm saying is like taser, axon, and it's certain trainings that we have that cannot be paid for with a check or a PO. But if you,
I'm talking about the procurement credit card. That's the way we're gonna have to pay. I pay for a lot of trainings with that.
yeah, long as the board allows that, then it gets changed.
That's what she's saying. That's what she's
Yeah.
saying.
Right, yeah, as long as you all allow it, yes, it can be.
Okay. As long as it's, under $5,000, because
As long as it's under $5,000.
we can't do anything else.
Okay.
I just have to let you all know. I just have to let you know.
We need to
Huh?
spread that across the minutes.
Yes.
That's, I don't think so, because it's, you can always do that with the procurement card.
I don't know, we ran, that's why I'm asking though, because we ran into that problem, that's why I'm up here now
So
asking.
Scott, what is this?
So what problem did you run into with using procurement?
Like training, like Taser has sent us letters and stuff saying like they will no longer take POs, so.
Okay, we're not talking about POs anymore.
Okay, all right.
We on the credit card.
All right, as long as y'all good, then I
Yeah, it's
ask,
the
so
credit card.
I'm gonna stay on the record at.
Okay.
Y'all approve it, I'm good to go. Moving on.
Okay,
All right.
I'll take it.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to bring up to the board is, back in May, you all approved for us to switch our GPS systems on the cars from what we have now to enterprises. That will save us $200 a month for as GPSs go for all the units that we have. But the problem is we never got a signature on it, and we are still asking for the signature. I have the paperwork here, and I emailed it to you all to look over, but I'm asking for you all to go with this Geo tab so we can save that money.
It's already been approved.
Yeah.
She
It's
said
been
sign.
approved, but we need a signature on it. We need an actual signature on it.
Okay. We got it now. All right, do we need a motion for this, Scott? No, it's just approved.
It's just signature.
Okay, we'll take care of that.
All right. The other thing I was gonna ask the board to consider as well is when we go out of town, anytime we leave the state of Mississippi, we cannot use our gas cards. Some people can afford it, some people cannot. And that is a struggle. So I'm asking the board to consider switching to Wix, which is another fleet management system that allow you to go anywhere you need to go without having to come out your pocket to pay in county cards. So, yeah, I'm telling y'all, we've tried. It has happened to me every single time I went out of the state of Mississippi. You just have to pay and go on. But if we switch from Fuel Man to Wix, then
To who?
Wix, it's WEX.
It's nationwide. There's gotta be something in the account.
I'm telling you, I've been to Florida and everywhere for training.
Certain places in Mississippi don't
It's certain
take
places,
Fuel Man.
yes, yeah, and that's what I'm telling you.
Well,
I
certain
can't-
stations don't take them, but Fuel Man's accepted nationwide.
No, but I'm telling you, even, I know what you're saying, station, but take for instance, like if you stop at a truck stop and they say they take it. For us, whatever's in our system, and we have been on the phone profusely with people, arguing with people, or having a spirited discussion, let me say, with people, at the pumps, and it just don't work.
So you need us to do what?
I really want the board to switch to Wix. Wix is another fuel system that doesn't have those issues that we've been dealing with. And I brought this up before, even back when Joe Murray was here. That's how long we've been dealing with this issue with Fuel Man. When you go out of state of Mississippi, once you get down there past Biloxi, that's it. You cross over, you're not getting any gas. So,
We need to look into that.
I
I mean, I know there's, I had Fuel Man in the past, and I'm very familiar with it, ran it 10 years. There are certain stations that don't take it.
Right.
But Fuel Man's nationwide.
I know
So it's
it is.
gotta be something in the account.
And that's what I'm telling you, I promise you, if I brought building in over here and all our person
We
people
gonna
right
look
now,
into it, Sheriff.
it would be a problem. You can't go past Texas, you hit Texas is over.
Sheriff, it happened to us.
I know it
We,
did.
we work our fuel man card once or twice a year, we get fuel for the boat. They wouldn't take it to Louisiana. I had to pay $90 out of my pocket. Still voting.
And that's what I'm telling y'all, that happens every day, especially when we go and transport prisoners back and everything. And them guys, you know, like I
We gonna look
said,
into it.
thank you, Supervisor Ray, I'll move on. I do want you all to know that the air, I know the maintenance crew is still working on it, but it's still out. So they're suffering over there. I ain't gonna do because it's been out for a couple of months now. It's even after they came and tried to repair it. But I'm gonna say this now, the guy said that it was two different ways you can fix it. You know, you had the cheaper route and then you had the other route. And he said that if you take the cheaper route, it was gonna break, and that's exactly what it did. So the air's out, the elevator's still out, and I'm asking the board again, you all approved that mold removal. Can we please move forward on it? Because the heat mixing with that, I'm having to send people home every day over there.
Why hadn't that started?
We approved it already, we gave Mitzi the go-ahead to contact the company and get it started.
It may have got lost in transition. Let me not say lost. I'm gonna just say put on the back burner. That's the big guy.
The board's approved it, so maybe check with Tawana and see if she's got anything from Mitzi, what the contact was.
Oh, I know who they are. They calling me too, but I mean, it has to be the board.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
But anyway,
approved. It's approved.
Okay. All right. That's about all that I have for you all, unless you all have something.
We've approved it months ago.
Y'all been approved, yeah. Thank you.
Because I actually told Mitzi to, check with the company, give them Robbie's, because, road department office has mold as well.
Yep, and they gonna fix all of it.
Because I had told her, that was months ago.
It's all they named several buildings in there. I'm just asking for somebody from the county to go and get the trigger pulled on it so we can get that devil with it. It's a battle.
All right, just take a look at it.
Okay. Any public comments? Any public comments? Any public comments?
Okay, I appreciate it.
Coming to the table, Supervisor Gray.
Yeah, I got a whole lot. I'm great. Good job.
Anytime I look up, because insurance is going up. It ain't going up because of you. And the law straight says, they better get on over the law. Section 25-0105 Mississippi Code of 1972 said public servant cannot use his personal position for public gain. Be great what he did, that ain't gonna do. And you can't do it for your family members. But when I do try to be nice and come to the table and then people violate the law, I say, hey, you can't do that. You can't be here while you're discussing it. And then they'll tell me.
Just wanted to clear myself, because people saying that Rick Gray did something, Rick Gray ain't do nothing. That's what Rick Gray did. So when you print in your little thing that what Rick Gray said, Rick Gray didn't say that. I don't know where you get it from, but you will be hearing from me. I just want to say I worked with quite a few Republicans in my life. I sit beside one or two in the Senate. On the state level, I had to work with Republicans. I ain't never had a problem. On the federal level, I have brought back millions of dollars with other people to this community with Republicans. So I ain't never had a problem with Republicans. Respectfully, I just want people up here on this board to know, you do not determine my worth. Only God determines that. And the people of District 4 who vote for me. I ain't changed since I've been on the board. I'm gonna follow the rules. But one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna bow down to nobody, period. Government's supposed to be for the people and by the people. We got a lot going on this board. And I just played that back for to let you know I was lied on. The second lie, when you say that Ricky Gray took a bribe and you just was talking about 2 supervisors when 3 supervisors voted for it. In the top of in the opinion section, Gray and Gaines did a top of the morning saying how we voted for the trash deal. So that's another lie. We got a lot of problems. And like I said before, the new president of NACO saying how we need to help these kids. And I said this earlier, every policy I read, from SNAP benefits to public education, dealing with Title I, which is the largest federal program for K-12 in the U.S., Head Start, which they're trying to cut Head Start. I don't understand. This is what I want people to do in this community. Continue to watch the meetings. Do not pay attention to what's coming out people's mouth. Pay attention to their actions, because anything can come out their mouth. They might say they for you, but every policy that they represent is totally against you. I feel like our community is under attack. And we have a few people trying to tear our community down. It's like a virus. It's destroying our community. I even tried to talk this out, but it didn't work. The next meeting I get attacked. Since I've been on this board, I've been, not only me, but we've been accused of taking a bribe. The school district been attacked. The circuit clerk been attacked. The former district attorney been attacked. The Adams County Port been attacked. And the only thing we got in common is all of us black. But we've been attacked. But it ain't all about black, because one of the prominent white citizens in this community got attacked too, because of a proposed development of oil field waste landfill near Sibley. She got arrested. So it ain't all about black and white, it's all about money and power. That's what it's all about. People need to be paying attention to that. And my dear supervisor over here said that he was gonna commit $500,000 to a new KLW PAC. This effort is more than a campaign, it's about building something that'll last. Wonder where I heard that from. Building something that'll last. District 4 like to choose their own supervisor. They don't need nobody in the community paying somebody where they can choose their supervisor for them. We don't need that. Per the example, the Voting Rights Act. Ain't nobody up here saying nothing about it. 63 U.S. Supreme Court decision in Louisiana versus Callis watered down Section 2 of the Voters' Right Act. The Voters' Right Act serves as a backbone of federal protection against racial discrimination in our elections. Essential guardrail ensuring that every American, regardless of race, has a meaningful opportunity to participate in the political process. They struck that down. You know what it sounds like to me? Sounds like Project 2025. That's what it sounds like to me. And it's targeting black people. So, I just want this community to wake up, and I'm calling on all the clear-thinking citizens. That means black, white, churches, sorority groups, Eastern Stars, Masons. Y'all need to go register. Everybody, you can go register before October the 3rd. Because after October the 3rd, you ain't gonna be able to register nobody else. And you need to make sure they get to the polls. Because I was young, but I know my history. And it wasn't real good. And if we don't be careful, our history gonna repeat itself. And it's gonna be way worse this time than it was the last time. I've never been the one to be silenced to the things that matter. But guess what? When you are right, God will help you fight. My sympathy goes out to the Ford family, the Manor family, the Hunter family, the Robinson family, the Robb family, the Mosby family. For you educators, Robert Mosby died yesterday. The Owens family, the Woodford family, the Hudson family, the McCoy family, the McNeil family, and my dear classmate, the Cora Robinson, the Robinson family. And that concludes my report.
Supervisor Gaines.
Oh, yes, and I just still extend the heartfelt sympathy to everybody lost. It's been a lot of death going on. And Mr. Cora Robinson was in the school system for so many years, I think 44 years. She was in there a long time, and believe it or not, she was also my cousin. Yeah. My grandmother and her grandfather was brothers and sisters. So that's our family also. So, you know, we just ask to, prayers on everybody. And I want to touch back on when we was talking about the payment. Supervisor Hudson always has been asking for a while, but when our county administrator get back, I think just give us some funds that left. If they was there, we was gonna try to find them. And, you know, it's a few small roads that we came up with, and I said we should probably try to find them, and, you know, we can see what we need to do, because I know it was like Robinson and one of Little, I forgot the one in Broadmoor, a couple roads got left off, but it's funding that we need to probably look at and see what we can do as a group to get that covered. And another thing I do want to move forward, I think we talked about it a couple times, but I don't know if it's in the form of a motion, but if not, I want to put it in the form of a motion. We did a renovation to our parks back a few years ago. We all talked about getting a plaque of some sort for our buildings, a sign for our parks with all of our names. We did the update and renovation on them. And so, you know, we talked about it several times, but if not, I mean, I want to make a motion on record to move forward, find somebody to put our parks, put all of our names on here, the board that did it on all of our parks. I think we did the ball field, Liberty Park, the Rodeo Arena. We did something at all of them, LaGrange, Rock, at all of them. We didn't do nothing. We didn't do any of this at LaGrange.
What you wanna?
We just said,
What you wanna?
flag.
Just with all our
Just
names,
all
like
that.
renovation, because I seen
like
one
we
before,
just-
like,
You on the building? Or
yeah,
On the building.
on the
Just
building.
like they did at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like
something
the
like
safe
that.
room, like the safe room.
Yeah, back to safe room and stuff like, all the babies said
They're all
that
done at
we,
different times.
and we had an upgrade under this board, that's basically what I want, so.
Because we're supposed to have been there.
Yes, right, and so I wanna make that in the form of a motion so we can move forward if we don't pass it, that's in the form of a motion.
Second.
Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines and a second by Supervisor Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carried. Only thing I'm gonna do is make sure they look into see what price ranges they're running.
Okay, that's all I'm doing, just kinda getting it moving and, you know, once we get a price and stuff like that, we can go back. Yes, we can go back down
Is
to
Deneen still sitting here? Ask her
That's
if she
the
can.
name. Check on some plaques for each park.
Okay,
And-
each park probably has, not that, you know, it's for a unit system or all.
Yes.
But each park's district usually, so you just ask that supervisor what they prefer on that plaque and we'll try to make it what we
We'll
want.
make it all the same.
So we gonna make it all the
He
same.
doesn't approval, and it's a unit system, we got to put everything the same.
She's just gonna give it y'all and find what you want and we get quotes back and then that'll be finally approved.
Same.
And
So
we'll
I
also
can-
have a line item and objections to that point.
So let me clear this up, Mr. Deneen, right now, so we won't be, I think everybody, I'm hearing the consensus of everybody here. Basically, we want a plaque and upgrade, when we upgrade it with all of our names on, is that correct?
That's correct.
So that's our, and that's for our part. That way, I don't want Ms. Demeen to be caught, having, think she got to call each supervisor. I think we in unity, not about just trying to get a price on what we want in our names that we
The
upgrade.
rodeo arena and the ball field.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
And the rodeo arena and the ball field.
do we have one now?
No,
No matter.
So we
So
should
we-
probably gonna have one like the one at the safe room.
like the one at the safe room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, now I did see one long time ago, was out at the rodeo arena, somebody had a welded something up, like some names up like that. And so it's just that, and, maybe I'll try to,
I'll get with you, I'll show you how it's supposed to
okay.
be.
Okay,
I'll
one more
get with
question, I was, Wes, you said rodeo arena and what was that?
Ball field. All that's done at the same time.
The ball
Liberty
field?
Park,
Yes,
Chester Wood.
you. Let me
I
ask.
know that, the engineer was telling me we was gonna do the one at the ball field, but he wanted to make sure everything was complete.
Everything should be, we don't got all.
Is it
the
complete
paper.
now?
No, yeah,
I mean, final punch list, but I mean, for the most part, yeah.
yeah.
You say the engineer?
Yeah,
The architect.
from
Architect.
From Baton Rouge?
Or is he gonna charge us?
No, it's part of this.
It's probably part of it.
Oh, it's part of his job?
I think it
he's
is
paying for
because,
the-
I think it's included because, when Corvette was here, she was asking me, were we gonna do it? And he told me that we were gonna get together and get everything done once everything is complete and find a location where we're gonna put the plaque.
I'll just reach out to him.
Yeah.
So I'll
I don't
speak with
think
him.
He's paying for that plaque.
I
I don't
asked
think
him.
that's included. It was just who are everybody names that needed to be on it. That's what it is.
We need to find out.
We'll find out.
But I yield the floor, Madam President. I yield the
All right.
floor.
Okay, Robbie, we talked about, Brian Lee's on Colleen Drive, and I think this, Jim and Betty Sue Taylor on Pin Oak, they said they had somebody came and looked at their yard, maybe EWP, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about? I just saw them in church and they asked me about it, said, where,
I think that they took care of that. Yeah, they took
You know, we
care of
looked across the street from the house, and then this one's on the right side of, you know.
Right.
they said it was like 2 foot from
I
there.
forgot to make this print.
The greatest to fall off.
an address again as well.
It's on, Drive, let me see, I think they texted me.
Twenty-five.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that about covers mine, everything else is pretty much covered, in the meeting.
Okay.
Wes, can I do this? Madam President, the last conference we had, I got a package from this law firm, the KKAC organization, and they deal with air properties and stuff like that. I told Ms. Mathis I was gonna get one for the NAACP, but, I think they do it for free. If you got air property and you don't understand what's going on, or you got all these errors in it, they would do this for free. So, the name of it is the KKAC organization. Thank you.
Yeah, if you could get that
Yeah.
scanned in and distributed out, that'd be helpful to attorneys too.
I sure will.
As Mr. Dollar discussed, and I think Supervisor Gaines said he rode down there, those potholes are really bad at the port. Mr. Dollar and them are gonna patch them for now until we can figure out if this included that state aid. And I mean, it's really bad right there in the curve when you come past the way station. The only thing I want to talk about when we talk about tri-state and GIS mapping, kind of like Supervisor Gray, I use both of them, especially more now than I used to. But one thing I always used GIS for was the political layers, because I have people call me all the time wanting to know. I know, well, and she said they can do multiple layers. So Scott, just make a note of that when we talk to whoever, that needs to stay there, because it's not only for county, it's city, it's state offices. They can pull up their address and it'll show where they vote, who they vote for, and, which I have a lot of calls countywide, and I look it up for people, so we just need to make sure we still have access to that.
Yeah, there's a couple other things too, like the zoning, like regulations, which are really useful for too.
Right. So I just don't want us to
We don't wanna
lose,
lose any
I don't want to lose the
services. We
tool
can combine,
there.
that's great.
Correct. And I think that includes my report.
Madam President, the sheriff had something he wanted to bring up.
Yes, I'm sorry, I knew it was one thing I was forgetting. We need to return some seized funds, and accounting already has the information over there in the county. It's funds back to Justin King. And I just need the board to approve us doing it. DA's aware, county prosecutors aware, but we need to return it.
Oh, who?
Justin King.
Do they have to go through the docket, Scott?
Yes, it does. It's already on the docket.
Oh, it's on the docket?
Yes, sir, it's already on the
Okay,
docket.
it's approved then.
But I just need to make sure that, well, I didn't see the docket, but I know it's on there because I got the email.
I seen somebody else on there, but I don't think I seen him. I seen another name on there.
Okay.
Yeah, check, he's gonna check, let her check it first and then we'll.
And I'll send you all the email as well then. I'll send you all the email with all the attachments. But I definitely want to get his money back.
What's the name again?
Justin King.
Justin King?
Okay.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question while you're there, Sheriff.
I'm forwarding you all the email now.
I got your trash report pickup
For me?
request up here, yeah,
Okay.
okay. And I see a mileage here, is this a mileage?
Yeah, that's what, you don't supposed to have that. I must have left that up there. What that is they reimburse us for the mileage.
Oh,
And they
okay.
just increased the mileage, what they pay each county again. So that's nothing you need to sign. I actually supposed to sign that one.
Okay.
Sheriff, I'm sorry.
I don't recall ever seeing that.
I did look on the disbursement ledger. It shows that was docketed on the 7th, so that should have been on today's
Thank you.
docket.
All right, thank you.
What he's talking about?
Yes.
Appreciate you all. Thank you all.
Okay, Chancellor Clerk, Brenda Lewis.
I just have two items. Need to spread across the minutes the certificate from the Department of Revenue, acknowledging that we have submitted the recap, or that the assessor has submitted the recap, and for the 2026.
You heard the request, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Middleton and a second by Supervisor Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried.
And then I have an order from Judges Ward and Davis. I need to spread across the minutes. It is the resignation for Cherry Johnson, the court administrator, and it's dated August the 7th, 2026.
You heard the request, can I get a motion? Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines, second by Supervisor Middleton, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried.
That's all I have.
Okay. Attorney Scott?
There's a request for the Natchez Festival of Music for funding. I'm gonna get it over to the county administrator for the appropriation sheet. She also has left me with budget amendments. One is to move $10,000 from fund, this is the Sheriff's Department, Department 20542, it's probably supposed to be Fund 001, Department 20542, into two different accounts, 5,000 for tires and 5,000 for other equipment. So instead of repairs and maintenance, you're moving to mobile equipment and tires and tubes. You know what they're talking about, Sheriff?
I know they talk about the tires and tubes, but the other mobile equipment, they're working with dispatch over there, so I'm not sure what specific piece of equipment they're trying to transfer. I think it's called PSATron or something.
Okay, there's another, for our adult drug court, they want to move $20,000 from travel and other substance into two different accounts, 1,000 into tires and tubes and 19,000 for professional fees and services. There's a request on the financing of some bids. We received 2 quotes, one of them from Concordia Bank, one of them from Trustmark. This is for the leased purchase of a John Deere 544G wheel loader.
Okay, don't we need to, one of those transfers first? Let's do that first.
Yeah, believe that's the only other transfer. So
Could you repeat that transfer, please?
yeah, okay, you're moving $10,000 from repairs and maintenance of vehicles and putting 5,000 into tires and tubes and 5,000 into other mobile equipment, and that's in the sheriff's office.
Actually, Scott, I do know what that is. Our handheld radios, we have several of them that were broken, and so we have to get them repaired, so we use some of those to get that repaired.
Okay, you heard the request, gonna get a motion?
So,
Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines, gonna get a second. Second by Supervisor Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried.
And then you have moving $20,000 within the fund, or within the Department of Adult Drug Court, travel and other substance. You're taking $20,000 from travel and other substance, putting 1,000 into tires and tubes, and 19,000 into professional fees and services.
You heard the request?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson.
second.
Second by Supervisor Gaines, any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. Scott, professional fees and service, what does that consist of over there?
I hate to be smart aleck, but it's typically for some sort of professional, such as, counselors or something of those nature. Doesn't say what it is. This is just a request from your county administrator. Usually your adult drug courts are grant funded and they have to get approval from their grant source before they do any of this stuff, and they typically, we pay the money and they reimburse us, so.
Thank you.
All in favor say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried.
And then there's a request for lease purchase financing, and there's a 5-year term at 4.75% with Concordia Bank and Trust. You wanna go the 5-year or the 3-year, you think, Robbie? 3-year? All right. It's a 4.5% on 3-year. I saw the quotes, I know that they're. Oh, here they are.
It's good?
Motion?
It's good? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson, can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Gaines, any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried.
And then we have a Delta Bank. Appears that they're the lower. With a 3-year on a 2026 GMC 2500. 3-year for Delta is 4.32%. The next lowest was 4.5%. Do a motion to accept that as lease purchase?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Wilson, can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Gaines, any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried.
She's proposing for budget hearings that we could hear on Monday, August 24th at 9 a.m. I guess just before we start, we do an hour before we did have road departments and sheriff's departments. So you'd have meet at Monday at 9, and then the road department would meet at 10, and the sheriff's department would meet at 11. That'd be August 24th. Do y'all want to do that? Yeah, we don't have, we can wait till the recess to decide.
August 24th?
Yes, sir. My guess is that first hour, you also handle your appropriations too.
Oh, I'll be online.
Huh?
I'll be online. I'll be in town. I'll get on the phone.
What do you think, get on the phone though?
I'll get on the phone.
You want to get on the phone?
I'll get on the phone.
Is that 9?
Yeah. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, what time was mine?
10. Sheriff, is that okay with you?
Yes.
Make sure to call me.
And if we did that, she could have a finalized budget on August 25th. And we,
How we gonna finalize, we going on over all the budgets? We gonna be went over all the budgets, that is?
that's right, because we have to submit for advertising by August 26th.
But when we going with the other departments?
The only ones we have set are for the road department and the sheriff's department, and then an hour with the board. Y'all want to see the other departments? Is there any other departments we know?
If any other departments ain't got no increases or decreases, we got to find out if there's any increases or decreases in any
I
other
think,
department.
so I think she's under the impression that our goal is to reduce millage like we had talked about, and so there's not really gonna be a lot of increases, it's gonna be trying to be cuts. So I'm not speaking out of order, I'm just telling you my impression of what y'all and what she's talking about.
I agree.
So I don't really see a reason to have a bunch of departments
No,
march in, ask for
no.
a raise, and us tell them, okay, if you
No.
raised last year, can't afford this year.
So have the school district submitted whatever they had to submit to us?
Yeah, that's an item, or that's something I wanted to talk about too, is, so, August 24th, you can be available by phone, Madam President, and that's good for the rest of you? Okay, I'll let her know that that's when we can set it and do it, if that's good. And that would leave us with a August 26th budget advertisement to be ready, to be submitted over to Democrat, and that would set us for a September 15th budget hearing, and we can finalize it on that day.
Okay.
So I know that the school did a resolution asking for additional money. They asked for, approximately $400,000 more dollars. I asked Brandy if she had received that request yet. She said she had not. But I've seen it with my own eyes, the document. I know that they had given it over to, what's it called? To upstairs, Tawana, I'm sorry. So we could reach out to them and say we need the certified copy of the resolution asking for an increase.
So what now?
We've asked for the school that we need a certified copy of the resolution asking for the increase.
I mean, I was expecting an increase with all the cuts they gotta have over this. They gotta get the money from somewhere.
Like I said, it falls on the county.
Is that what you want?
Get the resolution.
All right.
You have anything else?
That is it.
Okay.
Or I got an item to turn.
Okay. I got here a Denzel Davis. He need approval for travel to attend the constable. And it's gonna be in Pensacola, Florida. The dates are September the 21st through the 24th. I need a motion.
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines. Can I get a second? Second by Supervisor Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried. Okay. Next, I have here a, okay. Yeah, this is a, it ain't a new hire, this is new hire, it's a full-time, it's new hire. A rate increase, this must be going from one thing to another. I got a rate increase here for telecommunication two, she's been certified. Her name is Edwin Freeman. She's going from $16 to $17.83. Need a motion? Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carried. That's all I have here. Says, oh yeah, I need to get this approved. I had called this out last meeting, but Paige said we didn't approve it. It's for the Fall Fest for the LaGrange, the $1,000. I need a motion. Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Supervisor Gray. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carried. I heard this, I want to say this. I heard this phrase at a conference, the last conference we went to. And it kind of hit Natchez a little bit. It says, we live in a world today where there's so much wrong being done, and two people do not accept the ones who are doing right. It's so much wrong being done to people do not accept the ones who are doing right. And then it says, there are so many lies being told until the people don't believe the truth anymore. That is sad. To people are not believing the truth because of the lies being told. I don't know why we're doing this or trying to kill people's characters. But still, the truth will hold some weight. And people understand. And I just had to bring that back when I heard that. People are dying today. And it's hitting closer and closer to home. Instead of us tearing this community down, we need to be building it. We had a more like groundbreaking of a expansion, $5.75 million last week with Bishop Industry. Is spending for an expansion. And when people hear this and read all these lies, that kills this community. We need to be building this community. And as leaders, we definitely need to be building instead of taking it down. And I just want to say that.
Madam President, last meeting, this is August, and on my chart, it says receive clerk report receipts, expenditures, and fund balance, code 191125. Have we ever got a fund balance?
Is this from the clerk's office?
Nah, this is on my, I ain't saying it come, who office it come from. I just.
What's the number, 19 what?
1911. 23.
23?
That's one of the reports we supposed to receive.
Let's see on the schedule.
Computer sync.
Yeah, mine is slowly.
It's been slow today.
Let's see. Is that on this one? Oh, okay.
He's got a lot of
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I sent this guy's reference.
Should we go ahead and close this while,
You should.
okay.
I'm not sure. I can ask the auditor.
Okay.
Went to
I need a motion for reset, not recess,
Close determination.
close determination.
Something will say.
Got a motion by Supervisor Gaines and a second by Supervisor Miller. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it, motion carried.